Hope your Sundays have been going all right. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my car for a Sunday evening. Well, evening, it's 6 o'clock, so we are getting there. I've actually managed to find the right buttons to push this time. And it looks like from the count at the top, people are actually finding me. Last week I was ending up talking to myself for quite a while, but I've worked it out now, so that's all good. First of all, thank you for everybody that's come along and supported the channel. We're doing really well now. Over 13,000 of you have signed up and following my escapades during the week. And I've also managed to turn the notifications off on my phone, so you shouldn't get any of them annoying beeps. I know some of you thought they were from YouTube. Well, what I really wanted to do tonight was talk to you about the taxi industry. You know, from my point of view at least. I've had lots of you asking me to do something about the impact that all of this past 15 months or so has had, and I can only really do that, you know, from my personal experience more than anything else. So let's start back at the beginning. Well, I've been a taxi driver for 10 years, and before that I worked for 13 years in IT. And what really got me over from one to the other, I was getting really pissed off with people phoning up telling me they couldn't find the space bar on a computer, and it just got too stressy, so I wanted to change. A friend of mine done it and I jumped over as well, with a little bit of help from him, and I've been doing it ever since. You know, I can still even remember my first customer. They say we all can. It was a little old lady going to the doctors. I can still see her face even after all these years, bless her. Well, when I started, I did what everybody else did. I went on what they called the circuit, working on the town, taking Flo to the doctors, Pat to the shops, and Richard to go and see his mother, you know, that kind of thing, that the journeys you would expect to happen would happen. And I did that for a number of years. I always remember, probably about 3 or 4 hours into my first shift, I got on the phone to my mum. I said, Mum, I've earned more money in 3 hours doing this than I ever did in a whole day on my last job. I thought, bloody hell, I've made a good choice here. But as the years went by, you ended up earning less and less money on the circuit. And the main reason for that is there was more and more people from all walks of life coming to it. And I thought I'd change it. So I ended up in 2017 forming Andy's Airport Cars, and I've been doing that for, well, ever since then really. And my business involved taking people to the airports, the cruise terminals and everything else. And I had a little team of drivers under me and we were doing really well. Now what stood me apart from you know, the normal circuit work was I was a little bit higher towards the top of the pile, you see. How the local companies make their money, they make their money by taking a circuit fee off of all their drivers. And in some cases, it can be well over £100 a week. So you can see you've got a lot of outlay before you actually earn any money. You got a circuit fee, car insurance, which is a lot more expensive when you're a taxi, fuel, maintenance, the purchase of a car, the list goes on and on. In fact, HMRC recognised that you could lose 40 to 50% of your income right up front. They expect 40 to 50% of it to disappear. So the general rule of thumb is, let's say you want to earn 500 quid a week, you better go and take 1,000 to make a decent living, and that can end up being, you know, 60 hours a week in a lot of cases. Anyway, back to the airports. So I had a really good 2019, and I made quite a hefty turnover. It was really good. And then in 2020, I thought to myself, right, I want to double last year. Let's go for it. Let's motor. We were all willing to do it. And then all of a sudden, we know what happened. Good old Boris on the telly, telling us all we've got to stay at home, protect the NHS and save lives. I looked at my wife and I thought, oh shit, because I knew what was about to happen. You see, the thing with the taxi industry, it's very peculiar. We can only exist and we will only work if we've got people to take to places, you see. And when the shops start to shut and the pubs start to shut and the restaurants and all the other little places that you could go to, it starts getting very worrying. And then from my point of view, nobody's flying anywhere anymore and all the flights are getting cancelled. It starts getting very worrying. And lo and behold, I started getting phone calls. I'm really sorry, Andy, our holiday's been cancelled. We'll have to try again next year. And I get emails saying the same thing. And it was like a snowball effect again and again and again and again and again. And it was overwhelming. It was like a lead weight sitting on my head almost. I've told you about my personal circumstances. I've got a wife and 2 kids. And it's not as if I had my own cock to keep, you know. It was, the pressure was unbelievable. And as I said in a previous video, I started doing this a bit, didn't I? But I soon snapped out of it. What we soon realised was this was going to go on for a little while, so we have to find other things to do. I don't know if you can see, Just Eat. That's what I do, and also Uber Eats as well. And I still get a little trickle of my own work coming in from time to time. I mean, just today I've booked a job going to Maidenhead next Friday. It's not an airport, but it's something. So, you know, what impact it's had, it's taken away our main source of income, the taxi driving. So a bit like days of old, sometimes you have to build your money in different ways, different sources. I mean, I've got my own work where it comes through. I deliver food for a local Indian. I deliver for Just Eat. I deliver for Uber Eats and a local caterer as well. So it's all driving jobs, therefore piecing together all my little bits of income as I go throughout the week, and the whole lot makes a whole. So instead of the airport runs on their own, that's it at the end of the day. And that will go on and on and on and on until things start to change. I mean, we're all very worried about this Indian variant and what impact that's going to have. I mean, my personal view on this is, come June, we're going to have a bit of a shock. I don't think that we're going to open like we were supposed to and everything's going to get back to normal. There'll be something going on. I actually recorded a video today that will go out on Tuesday morning about this, and then you'll hear my thoughts in more detail. So with taxi drivers, what government help was available? What could we get assistance with? Well, a lot of taxi drivers are self-employed, and a lot of taxi drivers, they lose a lot of their profit with their expenses that I've already mentioned, fuel and insurance and so on and so on and so on. So all we had really was these self-employment support grants, and they were very delayed being released with, you know, when you compare them against the furlough. So in effect we got fuck all, and when we got it, it wasn't an awful lot. I actually was kind of okay because of the way my tax situation is set up. I managed to get a little bit of help from other places, but an awful lot of taxi drivers, particularly locally, have sold up, got rid of their cars. I mean, you look at the Facebook page of taxi forums on their cars for sale all the time. People have just bit the bullet and gone, retired or gone and done other things. I met a guy the other day that had done exactly that. It's really, really not good, and I don't know if it's going to get any better anytime soon. I hope this gives you an insight. I mean, me, I'm okay at the moment. I'm actually, I don't know if you can see, I'm sat in my local Asda's car park, broadcasting from here, and I'm about to start my next Just Eat shift in an hour. And I'd just gone home, and I had a nice meat pie and potatoes and veg and all the trimmings and gravy that my wife kindly cooked for all of us, and back out again. So life's not bad at the moment. You adapt. And also I found all of you on here, which pleases me also. and I shall continue to record videos and give you my opinion and show you what I'm up to, and gobshite as much as I can possibly get away with. We all have a mutual friend with Alex Belfield, and a lot of you have found me through him, and I do appreciate you coming over. And I have a friend of mine who's popped up on the chat feed now, Dave. Hi mate, I did see your comment. Who's gone through, and he's told me that all of you have been so very kind and so very positive towards me, and it really makes my heart warm. It does appreciate, you know, the appreciation is brilliant, and it does cheer me up. And I will keep doing this every time I can think of something to say. I will do a live stream every Sunday with any thoughts and things like that. If you've got any ideas, let me know. And if you have any questions about the taxi industry and what we do now, stick them underneath this when it's processed and in the live section of the channel, and I'll sit down and answer a few of them. Anyway, later on I'm going to do my quietly get pissed in a corner thing. Once I've done my shift, I've already been out on the road today, and that'll be me done. So I'm going to leave you all now. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I think there's Alex's live thing at 9, and I'll be back on here tomorrow with other videos giving you my opinion on stuff. So for now, this is the Gabby Cabby signing off. Toodaloo.